some fun with that. That is yours to keep. But truly, what is a creative idea worth? What is it worth to expand our own definition of risk beyond the structured approach to minimizing liability and maybe begin to look at the risk associated with being too structured along the way? And you guys know that the way our mind is set up, the way it's designed, is we've got this analytical, logical, rational problem-solving space in our mind. We've also got this intuitive, risk-taking, emotional problem-solving space in our mind. Yet, particularly in the Western Hemisphere, here as adults and professionals, we actually exist in this logical problem-solving space in our mind the vast majority of our adult waking life. And we're naturally resistant to venturing out into that uncharted and indeed sometimes feel like it is vulnerable, risk-taking, problem-solving territory. But I also hold to the fact that it's not our fault. It's not our fault as adults or as leaders or even as parents, because for the most part, we were all taught and trained and disciplined to become logical. From the time that we all first entered school, we were taught to take all of these wonderful, different, cool, multidimensional type ideas and solutions, and then trained to narrow them down to come up with just one standardized response, one homogeneous solution that everyone else sitting in straight, well-behaved rows also came up with that just one singular response. And then that got a little worse as we became adults and we entered positions of leadership, because we were taught to become increasingly risk-averse, increasingly operationally efficient, and in a lot of ways just simply increasingly busy. So I've been increasingly vocal as I've been sharing this part of my message with the professionals that I've had the privilege to share with, because it's created a life of paradox where we talk about disruption, we talk about adapting to change, we talk about fluid thinking or expanded conscious, but when it comes time to making a decision or writing a big check or meeting with an important client, we almost always revert right back to what has historical precedent, what has been proven by the big data or the analytics or the numbers. Now, certainly I want to pause for clarity here, because the development of that analytical, logical, numeric data problem-solving space of our mind, it is still absolutely necessary. In fact, it is still 100% categorically necessary, but I would also suggest no longer sufficient by which to engage in this increasingly competitive, rapidly changing global economic community. I think we need to come up with new and different ideas, maybe that your competitors never even thought possible, that your valued customers didn't even yet know that they needed, by breaking outside of business as usual. And so my presentation is very loosely titled The Art of Vision, or The Art of Mastery.